again, and Happy New Year to all the Jewish fans out there. This is Let's Overthink Final Fantasy X. I'm Beth of Fake Geek Girls game, and we have now made it to the Thunder Plains. Yes, Riku, we are here. We are in fact always here. That's the nature of here-ness.
How are we supposed to cross that?
See
on
the
our
lightning
feet.
rod towers? The lightning
Okay,
is drawn
fine.
to
There
them.
could be an
Hopefully.
explanation.
We head north, not too near and not too far from the towers, yeah?
Meaning we should avoid
Okay, we
wide
head north,
open areas.
meandering as we please.
I think I forgot something in Guado Salam.
Nice knowing you.
Okay, I'll go.
Orin does not have time for this. Orin does not have time for much. So, you can get hit by lightning. The good news is that it doesn't do any HP damage, it just knocks you flying like a loon. The bad news is that it's not particularly fun to go flying like a loon, and it makes walking across the place take longer. You dodge by pressing X. The game absolutely does penalize you for mashing X. It'll just stop working. So you can't just cross banging on the X button. I am absolutely terrible at lightning dodging when I'm trying to actually cross. See? You'll get to see a whole lot of Titus eating shit because lightning rod dodging is really hard with encounters on, because somehow the lightning mechanic and the battle engaging mechanic do not jive very well, and you will absolutely eat shit if you try to run up any measurable amount of lightning dodges with encounters on. I'm sure it's possible to do as much lightning dodging as you need to do with encounters on, but I personally would not recommend it. I instead would recommend engaging in some fun, wholesome activity like blowing things up in the microwave. Here you get to witness the moment that I realized that I don't have a backup weapon for Auron, and his current weapon has Thunder Strike, which is the least useful thing to have in this situation. Absolutely everything on this damn plane is thunder typed. Witness these thunder elements everywhere. You do not want to be carrying around a useless party member, because in this game there is absolutely no HP leak or XP leakage. You have to participate in the battle and take at least one action in order to receive any AP. Which means that if somebody starts falling behind because, for example, they brought a lightning blade to a thunder fight, then they just keep falling behind, because it's much easier to not use the lower leveled party member than it is to deal with them dying all the time. So it ends up in a loop, and this is why I'm so weird about making sure that everybody levels evenly, because back when I started playing this game, I did not do that, and I ended up with Lulu in particular being way behind, because with Lulu, either you really need her or you really don't. And apparently, I thought that I could just not use her with her low hit points and everything consuming mana. Boy, was I ever wrong. Especially since when she gets poisoned, she does easily as much damage as anybody else. And frankly, I'm gonna have enough trouble keeping Riku alive long enough to catch her up without adding any more difficulties. So now Orin is much better equipped. Got Riku in here stealing, Waka in here getting his face exploded. And Orin in here hacking away at things. Oops. Sometimes people fall unconscious. It's a problem. Yuna fix him. And here I forget sometimes that while nothing else auto-targets, life does. While Yuna's here, I might as well have her bring Orin's HP up a little bit. Gonna go over here, tap the save sphere to, as the cheap ethers and high potions. It was so weird for me when I first started playing an earlier Final Fantasy game after playing this one, and it turned out that save points refilling your HP and MP was new and weird.
Let's end this.
It makes the budgeting of your mana in particular, honestly, it rebalances mages a lot to have there be a free refill fairly regularly. Because as much as I feel like I have to, I don't actually have to worry all that much about Lulu running out of MP. I have to worry a little more about Yuna because Yuna has fewer, her abilities tend to cost more, and if I'm in trouble, oh boy, am I really in trouble? It's rare for Orin to actually connect with one of those. Yay, go Orin. Learn to accuracy. And now I'm going to go up here to this green glowing thing because it's glowing and that means it's important, right? Right. I hate getting ambushed by everything. It's so obnoxious. Especially when people can readily get Thundared 3 times before I have a chance to take an action. And I kinda need Lulu. Alright, all of you need to stop doing the thing here being get down to low hit points. This is a pretty long dungeon. It's always felt long to me. It's not as long as the one that comes after it, though. That one is a long haul. Alright, Kamari learned Overdrive Mode Comrade, which I'm pretty much never going to use. Ow. See, lots of eating shit because I just came out of... So what you want to do here is hit square to perform the prayer at these statues. You don't actually have to do it now. It's to unlock Kamari's ultimate weapon, which you can't get yet, even though I absolutely know where it should be and can perform all the actions necessary. But you need a specific item to be able to get the weapon bases themselves. So you don't have to do this now, but like, while I'm crossing this entire dungeon, I might as well get some work done, you know?
Well,
My life is going to be busy
would you
enough.
like to hear about this place?
Yes, Machen, tell us
Very
more.
well. Let me tell you about the crossing. A long time ago, this place was a traveler's nightmare. Plains of lightning, plains of thunder. Those who cross are torn asunder. Or so they used to say. Then a man by the name of Bilgen appeared. Using Machina, he built towers that served as lightning rods across the plains. Finally,
Yay, a
travelers were
hero.
able to cross in safety.
Surely
Bilgen was
history
building
remembers
that
him
tower
fondly.
over there
Surely.
when he was struck and killed by lightning. Bilgen
What a
was
great
an
hero.
Al-Bed. Our history books never mention him.
Oops. Awkward. Yeah, it turns out that the guy who made lightning rods out of technology, not entirely acceptable. Okay. Cactuars, at this point, I can in no way defeat them, because they're really magic resistant, and Waka just can't do enough damage before they run away. Also, sometimes even Waka can't hit them. And then they do that, they ollie out. And what am I supposed to do other than make little crying noises? Answer, more crying noises. And then we get back to lovely things that we can actually do damage to. And steal from. Anyway, the Cactuars in this area at this point are mostly just useful because you can steal from them.
Go with the flow.
They produce some very nice items, which you can use for a cheap haste if Tidus is unavailable or you need to haste up really fast. Hasty haste. I'm hilarious. What are you talking about? Yeah, so the larvae will cast thunder on themselves when they get low on hit points, but at that point it's very easy to just take off all the health they regain from that and take them out. Boosh. Oh, who is this standing under this lightning rod tower?
Good day.
Hi there.
Good day, Shalinda. How's
Is it
being a
true?
doormat working out for
I
you?
heard that Maester Seymour and Lady Yuna are to be wed. It's such great news. I have to tell
Maybe?
everyone.
Where'd you hear that?
Shalinda,
the
didn't
corner.
anybody ever tell you not
They
to
were
gossip?
all very excited.
Huh. I'm afraid you heard a little wrong. Yuna's gonna turn him down.
Oh, really? I see.
Yep,
That's unfortunate.
no wedding. No
I'm sure
wedding
that
whatsoever.
People would have rejoiced all over Spira.
Shalinda, hush. You're going to encourage Yuna to make terrible choices, and we don't approve of them. These little assholes again. Just steal from them. Of course they target the one person who does not have more than 1,000 hit points at this time. Of course. Unfortunately, it is extremely believable, and then they just run away if you don't kill them really quick. Shows up, KOs one of my people, and just zips off like, oh, that's no big deal. Go back to enjoying getting struck by lightning, losers. And another one to pray at. You have to do this 3 or 4 times at different stones while they're glowing in order to obtain the weapon that you desire. And a water ball, that could come in handy for Waka. I think the strength boost at this point is outweighed by the fact that everything here is weak to water, or at least enough things that it's worth the boost. Now, the reason Riku keeps targeting those winged things, even though she's only getting high potions, is that their rare steel is called a musk, which is used for confuse-proofing armor. Since confusion is one of those deadly status effects that can take your party down from full health in a couple turns, very nice to have and worth my while to start accumulating quickly. So we haven't had much time to talk about what went on in Guadalsalam. Seymour has made his move on Yuna, which is intended to have him marry her and join the party so that at the end he can become her final Aeon, defeat the Jet Sin in the final summoning, and then become the new Sin and destroy Spira because he's horribly nihilistic like that. So he's trying to use Yuna basically as a stalking horse or as a front for his own evil ends. And use her desire to make the people of Spira happy to get her to do what he wants her to. Meanwhile, Tidus is of course against this, but also doesn't really understand what's going on, even on the level the rest of the party does. Because the way Yuna sees it, she's going to die soon anyway, so her goal in life and death is to make the people of Spira as happy as possible, so why not get married? And everyone's kind of having trouble arguing her out of it, even though nobody is really in favor of this. Riku would be in favor of it if it made her quit her pilgrimage, but since it's not going to, then she's just gonna end up married to this jerk who nobody likes, or at least nobody should like. He's a jerk. And of course, Yuna has also found Driscoll's sphere, so she knows something about Seymour's plans. Not the full details, but she has just found out that there's more to those plans than meets the eye, and that he is not a friend. So unbeknownst to everybody else, she now also has a second agenda. So there's Yuna's first agenda, Seymour's ostensible agenda, and then both of them have a secondary agenda that they aren't telling anybody about. And the party is mostly only aware of Yuna's first agenda, and while they're aware that Seymour probably has a second agenda, they don't know what it is. And that's where we stand as we approach the travel agency.
Whoa, that was a close one.
Stop kidding around.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, boss. Whatever you say, boss.
What's wrong?
Riku, this is not a horror game. Stop doing the horror thing.
You're giving me the creeps.
Riku, are you turning into a monster?
Hey, whoa!
I want to go home. I hate lightning. I hate thunder. Let's go rest over there. Please.
This storm never stops. Better to cross quickly.
I know, but just for a little
And on
while.
that note, I'll see you next time, and I hope you have a better year 5776 than Riku's having.